Hi guys, thank you for joining me today. I will talk about the upcoming preseason right now, about some important projects that's been ongoing for the past 30 days or even more. And hopefully together we can work it out and make sure next season will be as beneficial as possible for all. To begin with, here's the list of 17 players who already submitted their individual development profile to me. I have it in one file right now, and I will ask everyone to share that information with the rest of the players who might not know or might not aware of my ask that I delivered in my first presentation. So please help me to spread the message across the board, making sure I will have the rest of the players individual plan development as soon as possible. So again, if you're not on this list, I don't have your information, and you might be missing, which obviously we don't want to have. So the upcoming preseason, what I normally do over the summer in June, I ask all the players to contribute to their own individual development, and I will ask the performance coach at Gilmer to work close on every player conditioning. And when it comes to the July 1st, that's where I'm coming to play myself. I have 10 contact days, as you know, that allowed me by the Division II soccer high school rules. 10 days that I can train my team with the soccer ball, and at the same time I can have unlimited access to the players without the ball, right? So for this summer, we're not gonna have any mandatory or anything like that. It's completely open field with Coach Anton, basically for any player to join us during this time at Gilmore. So I'm hoping to see as many of you as possible there. As training sessions, 9:30 till 11. Again, the schedule is here for you to observe. I'm not gonna read every single day. So I'll try to highlight and read the sessions that I'm planning to use the soccer ball. And as you can see, till August 1st, there are only 10 days, right, that we can do that. So again, July 1st, that's when I'm basically gonna come and train players on open field. So next topic is the basic package for the team gear, and I've been working with the seniors on this project already. And some of you might not know, I have a 40% off on a team order from Nike, and I listed the catalog that Nike gave me. The catalog is on the very top, right, highlighted and in blue, for everyone to go and click on how the gear look like. So basically, what's the basic package is? The basic package is the training jersey, short sleeve, training shorts, long sleeve jersey for a pre-game warm-up, and then the rain jacket, the warm-up jacket, the pants, the socks, and that's about it, right? So basically it's 8 items, which again I'm gonna receive the 40% off on every item. Will be for you guys to see how it's look, and for example, again, if you're gonna open up the catalog on the page 10, you will be able to see what's the game jersey look like, right? So the prices are also listed, and the total so the total cost for all the items is $157.20, right? It doesn't include tax, it doesn't include shipping, it doesn't include printing, that I'm gonna talk about in a second. So again, for all these items, it's $157 only. Oh, I forgot to mention the backpack also is the part of that package. So going forward, of course, every item will be will have a logo or initials or a last name, and that's what I projected. We will have a logo on both jerseys. We will have logo on the warm-up on pants. We'll have initials on the backpack and on the rain jacket. We'll have the last names on both jerseys, and again, more initials goes on the warm-up on pants and the rain jacket and on the backpacks, right? So total cost that I received from my distributor to do all the printings is $44 per player. So again, it comes down to as of it is right now, $201.20 per player. It still doesn't include taxes and shipping yet. So after we purchase that, that's going to be for players to keep, obviously, because the parents are the one who will be sponsoring this project. So the next step is the next topic for us. It's well, in the past, and a lot of programs, coaches were making a lot of assumptions, and then at the end of the year, when we have awards, Ohio or regional conference, we ran into the problem where coaches' assumptions not necessarily reflect the data and facts. This is one of the reasons why we are going to use this platform. And of course, the main reason is it's the players' development. It's for players to see and track their own online video and data profile that they can use for themselves to keep. They can use this profile to share with the college coaches. Most of the colleges that I work with, they only receive the data from this platform, and I'm gonna share right now how it all works. And on top of it, it's important for me, the head coach, to understand, well, depends on the player performances, what we need to work on in terms of the team shape, in terms of the team development, and of course, individually as well. So here's an example of a player who plays for University of Las Vegas, Nevada. And after the match against San Diego, the platform broke down 92 or 95 components in terms of the data and facts, right? So as we can see right now, here's in the bottom, each player received certain amounts of success points. Okay? Every player who stepped on the field received the success points. How success points are generated? Well, all comes down to how many actions being performed, the third line. So this particular player performed 118 actions and played 100 minutes match, right? So they went overtime, they played 100 minutes match. And this particular player, her name is Paige, made 118 actions, okay? Out of this 118 actions, 79 was successful actions. And then now it's broke down which type of the actions this particular player performed. For example, she was defending 15 times, 10 of them successful. However, she lost the ball 17 times, caused the turnover, 9 of them on at her own half. So basically, to me as the head coach, it's a red flag right away. Hey, you're losing the ball 17 times per game. That's pretty high, and we definitely need to address that. And then here you can see where the successful actions and where unsuccessful actions took place. Here we can see the direction of the passes. If they're highlighted in red, they were successful. If they highlighted in white, they were unsuccessful. Here we can see the most passes being produced by the player, and then here we can see where player was able to win the ball back for the team, and where the that action was unsuccessful. So again, now think about in terms of the season, if each player will receive this type of data per game, right? So, well, the next step is, here is your after season profile, right? So for example, I use Messi. I use Messi 14 games. For us, it might be, of course, more, should be more than 14. Hopefully it's gonna get all the way down to 22. So imagine here's every single game, every single component in terms of the successful and unsuccessful actions, total actions, your total success rate, your total success point per game, and here's average, and then average your basically your grade, right? So same as in the college grade, you receive your percentage, right? Here it calls index. So Messi overall index is 443 points generated on average per game. Okay, so to me, this is how it should be at the end of the year. Whichever player will receive the higher index, right, will be nominated for the highest reward, and so on, right? The system tracks down every action, and all the points are will be awarded based on the standard stats that the Instat platform is using, right? So it's same for Zoe, who played U9 travel game, and same for Messi, who might go and play Champions League. The harder the action, the more points you can receive. And then it's total actions in red successful, in black unsuccessful, total times of him won the challenges and lost the challenges, how many times he turned the ball over, and all the key passes, for example, in red successful and key passes unsuccessful. So in terms of the tracking players' success, this platform is the #1 in the world currently, right? So I just fortunate to have the access based on my stance with the US Soccer Federation. Again, if you guys don't know, maybe I'm in the fall, I'm hopefully gonna get the highest license possible in this country, the A license, and I now have the access to this platform. On top of it, it's not it, right? I mentioned before, it's data and video profile. Each player will have the profile of what the actions look like on video, and this is crazy, right? It's just to think about for a second how much time for one person can get generated to generate, how much time for one person is going to take to generate this time of database. It's unbelievable, right? So from one match, I just used an example, from one match, Michigan Jaguars, 27 episodes of highlights just for one match, right? So each player at the end of the season might have hundreds of actions, right? To keep, to analyze, to think about what's next in terms of success, maybe to share with some college coaches, because currently, like I said, all the colleges, they will ask instead of, hey, when is your next match? And they're gonna ask, well, give me your Instat profile. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see your actions as it is. I'm gonna see what's the total success points you're getting per game, what's the average per season, and so on, right? So the more advanced colleges, the more and more they will require this information. So now, in terms of the total cost, it's going to be different for the varsity player and for the GV player. And of course, I will need, I'm asking parents right now to volunteer. I need help to run all of these projects. For example, on gear project, I will need a volunteer to help me with the order, kind of to coordinate the order, to make sure all the sizes are and all the last names been spelled correct, all the sizes are correct. Maybe someone will come late into this project and will need additional assistance, so I'm asking someone to volunteer to help me out with that. I will need someone to help me out with collecting and processing the payment, right? So in terms of maybe we can ask all the families to cut the check to by a certain date. I don't know. I just need a volunteer to kind of to work with me on that, and we together will establish what's the collecting process will look like. So in terms of the total cost, I wrote down here varsity player $278.93. So again, including taxes and shipping and Instat profile. The JV players we're not gonna do the Instat profile yet, and it's gonna be $15 less. Okay, and I also need a volunteer from my parents to help me out to share data from Instat among the team. At the end, again, we're not going to do the residential camp, right? We didn't get enough interest, enough players to do that. And at the same time, I got a lot of response from you guys to say, hey, maybe we can do something else and allocate budget accordingly. Well, I put a lot of work into this project, and it's way cheaper than to go to the residential camp, of course, and then as beneficial as the overnight development in terms of the soccer development in the camp, right? So again, we're not doing the camp. We're gonna stay home. There are no fees associated with that. However, I'm working towards to get the Instat data and video profile, and to make sure we will have a best gear as possible for our players. Thank you. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, and have a great day. See you soon.